So Burnley won, Arsenal won. Kenny Ken player ratings. Listen, mate, that was very disappointing today. We might as well just jump straight into it, mate. Let's go with Bernd Leno in goal.
I'm going to give Bernd Leno a 7 because he turned it around for me. Yes, he panicked and he made Xhaka panic, but that second half performance came for every cross. Like I said, dominated his area, made a good save. Save that he should have made probably from Peters for that volley, but a save from Woods where Burnley probably should have gone 2-1 up. I thought that was fantastic. And that is a match-saving game. And he was their best player today. No doubt about it.
He commanded his area today, which is something that we've both been critical of him over the last couple of years. He never comes out and commands. And today I felt he did that. And listen, when you're playing against Burnley, it's never easy to come out and command your box, is it?
I think with Burnt, he got a short, sharp shot last season. I think Emmy's performances before he went to Villa were fantastic. And, even though he got some reassurances from our coach that he's number one, I still think, that kind of put a bomb up his arse, made him up his game. And I think this season, there was a few things I didn't like, but on the whole, I've been happy with him in goal.
A surprise call-up at right back. First time he started a Premier League game since 2019 for Callum Chambers. What did you make of him today? I didn't really see anything bad from him myself. I thought he actually played pretty well, but what did you make of him?
First off, he was very comfortable. What was happening? Burnley, their pass was going astray. They played the diagonal ball, and he was coping it perfectly. He had help with his defenders, and his midfield helped him. In the second half, his midfield let him down and exposed him. And he looked like the player he was, a player that, wasn't match sharp. So for me, on performances, I have to give him a 5. I really have to give him 5. That's nothing personal. It's just that in the second half, I looked at they went down his side more than they went down Tierney's side, and they sensed that side as a bit of a weakness. And that's no indictment of him. It's just that on today's performances, I can only give him a 5.
Yeah, let's move on to Kieran Tierney. Less busy, like you said, but very quiet going forward today as well.
First off, he did his best, try to get forward. He did look when and change with Willian. But again, second half, if you go through the whole match, second half, when Burnley were a bit on top, although they ignored his side, went down sort of Callum's side, I thought that he didn't do much wrong, but he didn't affect the game like he normally does. So I'll give him a 5 as well.
Centre back pairing, we'll mark them one at a time. David Luiz,
I'll give him a 7 for his match saving tackle of Tarkowski. Yeah, he was solid throughout the game. And he tried to force the issue when we were trying to get that second goal. And I still would like Arsenal fans to explain to me what their problem is with David, because he's still the best defender at the football club, and he was probably the best defender last season. So, maybe someone can explain to me what David does wrong, because they want leadership. He gives them leadership. They want someone who is a good long passer. He's a good long passer, and they want good performances. So basically, one bad performance and about probably 6, all bets are off. You need to explain to me, Arsenal fans, what he's done wrong. He doesn't do much wrong for me.
Let's move on to his partner, Pablo Mari, back in the team again. Back-to-back performances. What did you make of him?
First off, he was solid. He like I said, they came out together and played like a back four. Second half, got bullied, got absolutely mullered. If he got mullered by Woods, and also when Vidra was on the floor, he was pretty too sharp for him. He was panicking. He was causing panicking. His clearances were going airy, hitting the ball up in the air, trying to clear it twice. I thought he struggled, really, really struggled. I'm going to give him a 5, but that's just a generous 5. I thought that, again, he was one of our weak links in that second half.
Into midfield. Let's go straight to Granit Xhaka. Obviously, it was an error for the goal. All right,
Granit Xhaka for the error of the goal, wants shooting. But I'm not allowed to say that because obviously they're going to accuse me of wanting to commit murder to him. But I'll explain my expression. I was very angry with him. Very, very angry with him. But Granit turned it around. Granit worked hard in the second half. Didn't do too badly. But, you can. It's like the sort of thing where basically you're making up for a mistake, but it's too late. The damage has already been done, and in the second half, I think he did okay. I'll give him a 5, but he didn't do it. He didn't. He wasn't his good self that he has been since the turn of the calendar year. But today, that mistake in itself is unforgivable. But that's not just down to him. The players themselves were the arrogant ones as well. It wasn't him that was arrogant, but he set the tone. So he's getting a 5.
Thomas Partey, you were quite scathing of him in your your fan cam today.
First half, when we were on top, fantastic. But when we needed him in the second half, we knew Burnley was going to put the balls in, when they're going to be physical, going to put their little tackles in. He was a weak link in midfield. He was one of the reasons why Burnley got in the game. His clearances were poor. He was getting intercepted. He was getting pressed out of the game, and it was probably his worst display. And you can't put injury down to it. It was just poor.
Did you put that down to lack of game time, or just the fact that he was just poor?
You have to mark someone down individually, because you've got to understand is that a lot of our fans have pets, and Thomas is one of the pets of the fans because he's a big name player and blah blah. He has to be analysed fairly, and that performance just wasn't good enough, and it nearly proved costly. So I'm giving him a 4. That's the best it's going to get.
Okay, let's move on to Martin Odegaard. He was playing in that number 10 position today. Did all right at times, but obviously he got hooked off in the second half. Score rating for him?
Martin Odegaard, first half again. When you're on top, he comes to the party. Sorry about that.
There's a dance move in there somewhere, Kenny.
Sorry, Thomas. I know, Thomas. Sorry, Thomas. I know. I just want to, before we do this, I want to wish all my Ghanaian friends happy Independence Day. Thomas Partey, I'm sorry I mocked you, Dan, but I'm going to happy Independence Day to Thomas Partey as well. But let's get back to football, because the football match happened. I think Odegaard, Martin, I think he struggled when Burnley, after Burnley scored their goal. He was a bit of a weak link. His passes were going straight, and he wasn't his game. When it became physical, it was like, please, just get him out of here. Get him out of it. We didn't need it to slow the game down. We needed quick passing and quick incisive passing. He just couldn't do it. He was right to take it off. I'm going to give him a 5.
Okay, on the left-hand side, Willian, fresh off of the back of his man of the match performance, voted for by BT Sport the other day against Leicester, straight back in the team again for another start. What did you make of him?
Brilliant in the first half. Had a good link with Lacazette and a good link with Kieran Tierney. In fact, but unfortunately, when the game went astray because of idiocy and lunacy from some of our players, the game became difficult. He was on a back foot, and when Looney was on a back foot, he was out of the game. But on that first half display, I was very pleased. I'm going to give him a 6.
Okay, opposite side, Mikhail Arteta straight back in the team. A lot of people raised an eyebrow about that and said shouldn't change a winning team. Whether you can look at that after the result today, you can have the debate. I personally felt he should be back in the team and give him them minutes before Olympiacos, but had a great chance in that first half. I don't know how he missed it, but again, what did you make of him?
Bukayo, I thought Bukayo did really first half sharp, but wasteful in front of goal. Second half, he got frustrated. He cleaned that bloody hell. He cleaned that on the Burnley left back. Is it
Taylor?
He cleaned that Taylor, and after that, Burnley said, right, let's just wind him up, because teams like Burnley and they tried to wind him up. But you know what? Give him credit. He still didn't let it bother him. He still thought, let me try and win this game. A bit unlucky. I thought Burnley got a bit tighter on him. Didn't give him the avenues to get his shots in. And for me, I'll give him a 6. Just on effort. But he weren't great. He wasn't great at all.
Our captain, Aubameyang, got off to an early goal, missed a glorious chance to make it 2-0. Talk to me about Aubameyang.
Sharp. First off, he was very sharp, sharp, incisive. But then again, that's the problem. That's been Aubameyang's season. Scores a half chance where he hits a shot early. You know, the goalkeeper has no chance. People are going to say, "Oh yeah, but he should get around to it." Sorry, mate. The people who criticise goalkeepers have never played in goal, right? And probably about 5'7" and wouldn't know anything about goalkeeping. That was a brilliant goal. Afterwards, he got a bit. He got, how do I say it? You know, in boxing terms, how people, you know, boxers, they always want to get that right hand in and get a knockout punch. I always felt he was looking. Aubameyang was getting a bit. How do I say it? Ragged in his finishing. He got too excited, and that's why he missed that chance that he normally puts away, because he's got his goal. He's thinking hat trick time. Second half, let's face it, offered nothing really. But then again, he's a centre forward. Probably should have scored when we blocked it. But overall, I'll give him a 6. He wasn't as poor as he was during our how do I say it, bad form in November and December, and he is playing a bit better, but he's still not the level he was last season. But 6 is the best he's getting from me.
On to the substitutes. Let's go with Alex Lacazette.
No impact whatsoever. The only thing he did was probably scream when he got tackled behind.
Yeah.
I'm probably pointed to Peters' shoulder to say it's a penalty. Apart from that, couldn't get the game. And I actually think our manager hurt him today. Our manager didn't change the system. He wanted Alexander to play in that sort of Odegaard role. When really truly we didn't really need him. We needed him to play alongside Aubameyang and give us support. So in playing in that Odegaard role, he's basically made him ineffective, and he hasn't helped Ober as well. So it's hard to mark him. I'll give him a 4, just not out of malice, because he didn't really make any.
Yeah, impact. It was weird to me to take off Odegaard and put Willian there, and then 5 minutes later take off Willian to put Laka there. That just made no sense to me. Let's move on to Nicola Pepe.
Nicola Pepe, sharp as a razor when he came on, very hungry. You know, very unlucky in terms of like he would have been grieved not to get a penalty. He did a great volley on his wrong foot, and then somehow Eric Peters. I mean, that was a mad block. Unbelievable. On the naked eye, looking around, you're thinking the only way Eric Peters stops that is by doing tipping it over the goalkeeper. Wicketkeeper or
doing a Luis Suarez from the World Cup.
But one of the 7th wonders of the world, you can't ignore it. He's used his shoulder, and it wasn't
unbelievable. I can't believe how he did that, and it hit the bar and came out. He also had another chance, Pepe, where I don't know if he took his eye off of it, but he kind of just scuffed it off his ankle.
Yeah. The thing about it, right, is Pepe was causing. How do I say it? He was scrambling the Burnley defence's mind before he came on the pitch. Burnley were comfortable. They knew what was coming in, knew what crosses were coming in, and they blocked all the shots. But what he did is, because he's quick feet and his step overs and all that, it kind of just scrambles the mind. And I was lucky not to win the game for us. But yeah, really and truly, £72 million player, really should put the ball in there. But I'm not going to hold it against him, because guess what? He's turned it around for me. He hasn't been a great season, but he's turned it around for me. Whether that's going to be enough to keep me at the football club, I just don't know. I really just don't know. But finally, it's like life, isn't it? When the penny finally drops for play, it's probably too late for him. I don't know.
Yeah. What's your score for him?
6.
Finally, player-wise, Dani Ceballos.
Well, Danny hit the post. He did his Danny things. Got on the ball, looked great, but not in areas that hurts the football team. I'm giving a 5.
And finally, our illustrious leader, Mikhail Arteta.
Look, in terms of like Mikhail, right? I've got no. In terms of what he did, I applaud him, because he's giving players a chance to prove themselves and giving these people opportunities. So a manager does that, I've got to respect that. But let's face it, that second half, whether we like it or not, he got out coached by Dyche. Dyche had his number. He made mistakes. He panicked, in my opinion. He killed our chances to a certain extent of actually taking the game away from Burnley by asking Lacazette to play in that position that's not going to hurt the opposition. We don't want Laka playing deep. We want Tarkowski and me to be defending. We didn't want we can't leave Aubameyang on to do it all.
Yeah, that was
And
weird, considering that Lacazette's passing is not on the same level as Williams or Oligar. It made no sense to me.
Tactically, he got it wrong, but in terms of the substitutions, he could have taken off anyone in that 65th minute. He could have taken off, anyone. But, for me, I'm going to give him a 5 a day. I'm going to get a 5 a day not because of the result, it's because I didn't like what he did with Lacazette and Aubameyang. Oh, yeah, I isolated Aubameyang, and he didn't give, like I said, he didn't give Alexander an opportunity to try and get us back in the game.
No, nice one, Kenny. Thanks very much, man. Appreciate you coming on to do player ratings. Go and enjoy the rest of your Saturday afternoon. Is there any cricket on?
Don't talk about cricket. Don't talk about cricket. That started my day off worse.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about cricket. I'm going to
say one more thing on your thing. Let me say, the English cricket team need 2 openers. They need a number 3 batsman, a number 5, and a mystery spinners. Apart from that, English cricket is in a great state.
Thank you, Kenny. Cheers, mate.